Hello, my name is Kirsten Hutchison and today I'm going to be doing a workshop on the Meisner technique. So the Meisner technique was created by Stanford Meisner in the 1930s. Stanford Meisner was a part of the group theatre. So the group theatre was created by Harold Clurman, Cheryl Crawford and Lee Strasberg in 1930. And the group theatre was influenced by the Moscow Art Theatre Company. When the Moscow Art Theatre Company came to America, when the actors saw these performers on stage, it was never seen before, this type of acting, because it didn't seem as if they were acting on the stage. It seemed as if they were living. There was no pretending going on in their acting, it was very truthful. So this was a shift in the world of theatre at the time. So the three founding members of the group theatre went on to then find 30 other actors to then form a company of the group theatre, and Stanford Meisner was part of these actors. The difference between the way that Lee Strasberg, one of the founding members of the group theatre, and the way that Stanford Meisner worked was that Lee Strasberg used effective memory. He said that an actor could borrow the feelings and emotions from real life events and apply that to their acting. Now, many actors didn't appreciate this way of acting because they didn't feel as if they had to bring up painful events within their life for the sake of their acting, because a lot of the time it was unreliable. If you had to remember a time in your life where you were very sad and apply that to a scene, it brought up things within their memory that they didn't need to bring to surface. Whereas Meisner, his motto was imagine as if this is happening, because every actor and every person has the ability to imagine they're in this circumstance. So it's always as if, put yourself in the situation where you need to imagine that you are sad and able to apply that to your acting. So that was the two different contrasts between these two practitioners. The three founding members took what they were learning from Stanislavski, but they developed it further, and that's where we are today with how the Meisner technique has been developed from the influence of Stanislavski. So Stanford Meisner believed that actors had two problems that were detrimental to their performances. Actors didn't listen, and actors were self-conscious. So today we're going to take a step back and not judge ourselves and see what we're getting from our partners and how our behaviour from our partners affects us and what it affects us to then identify within each other. We're trying not to focus on ourselves, we're trying to focus on the other person. So please try not to get too caught up within, am I doing this right? So today you're going to see the repetition exercise by Meisner being demonstrated by myself and my partner Mitchell. This exercise allows us to retrain our ear and truly listen to what's being said. We're trying to strengthen our point of view. We're trying to take out the anticipation of what do I say, because the answer of what do I say is exactly what you've just heard. So partner A will identify something on partner B, and partner B will repeat back exactly what partner A has said, but put it in the first person. So we're trying to eliminate thinking. We're not wanting to preempt what that person's going to say, because the answer of what they're going to say is exactly what has already been said. I'm sure it will be more obvious when the exercise is in play. So I'm going to cut to a clip of Mitchell and I demonstrating the Meisner repetition technique. You're wearing a necklace.
I am wearing a necklace.
You're wearing a necklace.
I am wearing a necklace.
You're wearing a necklace.
I am wearing a necklace.
You're wearing a necklace.
I am wearing a necklace.
You're wearing a necklace.
I am wearing a necklace.
You're wearing a necklace.
I am wearing a necklace.
You seem tense.
I seem tense.
You seem
I
tense.
seem tense.
You seem tense.
I 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 seem tense.
You're wearing a black top.
I am wearing a black top.
You're wearing a black top.
I am wearing a black top.
You're wearing a black top.
I am wearing a black top.
You're laughing.
I am laughing.
You are laughing.
I am laughing.
You are laughing.
I am laughing.
You are smirking.
I am smirking.
You are smirking.
I'm smirking.
You are smirking.
I'm smirking.
You're not smirking.
I'm not smirking.
You're not smirking.
I'm not smirking.
You're shaking your head.
I'm shaking my head.
You're not shaking your head.
I'm not shaking my head.
You raised your eyebrow.
I raised my eyebrow.
You raised both eyebrows.
I raised both eyebrows.
The moment's dead. So firstly, I start by identifying something that's physical upon Mitchell, and I choose his necklace. So that repetition goes back and forward for a while, and we have to remember that it's not a conversation we're having, it is just repeating the last thing you've heard as if it is the first time you've heard it. So after that goes back and forth, I then start to identify behaviour that I can see happening, the changes I see happening within Mitchell. So he begins to laugh, be it because of whatever reason in his mind that this is happening, and whatever reason his behaviour is changing. I have identified this, and that's what the repetition then changes to. So at the end, it's not particularly clear within the clip, but at the very end I say the moment is dead. So that's what we use to then cancel off that particular exercise, because I think we start to lose focus, both myself and Mitchell. So we don't want to continue the exercise if we're not present within the moment. We're trying to live moment to moment and we're becoming distracted. So we say the moment is dead, and then we start again.
You seem tense.
I seem tense.
You seem tense.
I seem tense.
You seem tense.
You are laughing.
I am laughing.
You are laughing.
I am laughing.
You are laughing.
I am laughing.
You are laughing.
You're annoyed.
I'm annoyed.
You're annoyed.
I'm annoyed.
You're annoyed.
I'm annoyed.
You seem tense.
I seem tense.
You seem tense.
I seem tense.
You seem tense.
I seem tense.
You seem annoyed.
I seem annoyed.
You seem annoyed.
I seem annoyed.
You seem annoyed.
You are laughing.
I am laughing.
You are laughing.
I am laughing.
You're not laughing.
I'm not 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 laughing.
You shook your head.
I shook my head.
You shook your head.
I shook my head.
You shook your head.
You blinked.
I blinked.
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 Are you sad?
So here we see that Mitchell asked me a question. So we can't ask questions in this exercise because questions require thinking, and we're trying to eliminate thinking from this exercise. We're merely trying to listen and repeat to what our partner's saying. So if we're thinking, we are anticipating a response from our partner, and that is totally against everything this exercise is trying to achieve. We also shouldn't ask questions, as our behaviour and your partner's behaviour should be apparent to one another. We shouldn't need to ask questions because we should already know what's going on just through their behaviour that they're giving off. So if you ask the question of, are you sad? We should say you are sad, because you're speaking from the truth. So we're not asking questions, we're stating facts. So there are a few key points to this exercise. We are not trying to act as if we are listening, we are trying to truly listen as ourselves. So we're not playing a character right now. So it is important not to caricature yourself or imitate your partner as to what they're saying, because this isn't truthful, this is pretending. You have brown eyes.
I have brown eyes.
You have brown eyes.
I have brown eyes.
You have brown eyes.
You have blue eyes.
I have blue 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 eyes.
You have blue eyes.
You are tall.
I am tall.
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 You are laughing.
I am laughing.
You are laughing.
I am laughing.
You are distracted.
I am distracted.
You are distracted.
I am distracted.
You are focused.
I am focused.
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 You are focused. Another quote of Meisner's is that you can't be an actor and be a gentleman. So what that translates to is the fact that we're trying not to be polite within these circumstances and this exercise, because we're speaking from the truth and not everything that we think in life is polite. So in that previous clip, I said to Mitchell, "You are distracted," because I noticed that his behaviour was changing and he wasn't present within the moment here. Now, there are definitely other things that I could have said that would have been more insulting, but we have to make sure that we're being honest with our partners and we're being honest with ourselves. So we're not trying to say things that are only socially acceptable. If you see something that you wouldn't think your partner would want pointed out, then you do highlight it, because we're not thinking about each other's feelings, we're simply identifying things that are going on. So if you see someone touch their nose, but you knew that it was an accident, then you highlight that they touched their nose. We're trying not to react to a cue. We're trying to take the anticipation out of our acting and the anticipation out of our responses. So simply all we have to do is hear and repeat what our partner has said. This is easier said than done, as you will soon see. And I think a lot of times it takes time for the individual to be comfortable within the space. So that's why today I'm doing it with Mitchell, who is someone I'm very comfortable working with. So I would maybe say that if you're going to do this for the first time, make sure you're in a safe environment and that you are in the right mind space to be doing this. So it is very important that we're in a safe environment and working with someone that we're comfortable with, but it is essential that we warm up before doing this exercise, which is self-explanatory. So we want to make sure we're remaining present within the moment, and the first time that we're doing this exercise, it can be quite funny and it can be rather strange, so it might be that people start to laugh and giggle and things like that. But what we want to be aware of is that we're trying to focus and we're trying to achieve something here. So some type of focus warm-ups and warm-up games that would have been good to do before this exercise, maybe 1 to 20, which is the warm-up game when you are within the group that you're doing the exercise within. You count to 20 within the group, but no one knows who's going to say the next number. So that game and that exercise itself already is, you're already being aware of the behaviour within the room, and you're trying to engage with each other silently, essentially. So if you can focus yourself silently within the group, then that is a very good starting point before doing this repetition exercise. If you're wanting to maybe get the cardio going up a bit more in the class, the game Man Overboard is very good, because it gets the body moving, it gets physicality within the group, but we're also listening well to the leader as they are changing quite rapidly what each other and what each person have to do within the group. So they are the two games that I would recommend to do before you start this class to get the best results at the end.
You're wearing earrings.
I'm wearing earrings.
You're wearing earrings.
I'm wearing earrings.
You have mascara on.
I have mascara on.
You have mascara on.
You're not wearing earrings.
I'm not wearing earrings.
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 You're laughing.
I'm laughing.
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 You're speaking louder.
You're smirking.
I'm smirking.
You're smirking.
I'm smirking.
You're smirking.
You're smirking.
I'm 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 smirking.
You're smirking.
Mumble.
So this exercise works well after a few attempts, but let's try and imagine putting the skills that we've obtained from this exercise into real life action. So now let's imagine that we are in a play, in a two-hander scene. So myself, I know what I want from my partner. I know what will happen if I don't get what I want, but I don't know how I'm going to go about getting it yet, because that depends on what my partner is giving me back. So I can't rely on, I know what the lines are in the text, but I can't rely on my partner saying those lines exactly how they are said in the text. So I have to be listening to what is said rather than what I know is correct. So that's why we have to be living in the moment. We don't want to be the type of actor that is affected by something going a little bit off during a play. We have to react to it how we would react to it in real life. So if something is altered, don't use the text that you know it to be right. Don't wait for the correct cue. Go with what's happening in the moment. Live moment to moment within the text, not in the past. So if I had the opportunity to develop this workshop a little bit further, I would have much rather have had Mitchell and another individual doing the exercise and me commenting on it at the time, but obviously that hasn't gone to plan. But this has worked very well. I'm happy that I was able to do the exercise and look back on my own behaviour, because I can see points within the exercise that I need to improve. So Meisner had a few principles, and one of his principles was to not be attached to the end result. So advice I would give before you do this exercise is trying to get out of your own mind. Try not to judge yourself as to, am I doing this correct? Give it time and give it a few attempts, because this is a different way of working, and I've found that myself, that it definitely took quite a while for me to grasp it. But when you do keep trying, it does get easier each time. So today's workshop has been an introduction to the Meisner technique. The repetition technique is the first exercise that we do when we're learning about this particular subject, and the technique itself does develop further, and we can put more physicality into this technique, but we've not touched upon that today. I would be very interested if anyone does do parts of this workshop or specific sections, if they let me know how they get on. Just remember that it is a different way of working, and we're trying not to be judgmental of how we get on. We just want to see how we feel when we're doing this exercise. So thank you very much for watching my workshop today. It has been enjoyable for myself and Mitchell to be a part of, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks.